Shabbat Shalom, everyone. You may be seated. It's a really special Shabbat today. I have been very lucky to have the opportunity to bring together actually six wonderful students, post-B'nai Mitzvah students, and I think of these students as kind of trailblazers, but they're kind of re-trailblazers, right? Confirmation is a long-standing tradition at Agudas Achim, and if you go into the hallways of Heinz Preschool or the religious school, you can see generations of families, of young people going through confirmation, going through this process of just recommitting to yourselves as you grow past the B'nai Mitzvah age, to think about your Jewish future and to really take hold of it and grasp it for yourself afresh. And so tonight we have the opportunity to hear from four of our confirmation graduates who are all in 10th or 11th grade this year. And this year I'll tell you a little bit more shortly about what we all learned, but we were mostly dealing with how do you listen to other people while still holding true to your ideals, right? How do you deal with other people who have different beliefs and different perspectives than you? How do you let that inform what you know? And also how you might argue against it. And that's also legitimate as well. But really to allow that process of reaching out and hearing another person was the central point of our semester together. But I'll let them tell you a little bit more. We had each of our confirmation students write a confirmation statement, answering one of any number of questions. Sometimes they answered a number of them, including why do you love being Jewish? What is a challenge for you of being a Jewish teen, of being almost a Jewish adult? What are some of the things that we learned from this semester that you might want to take forward with you in your future endeavors in the rest of high school and college and beyond? So they answered a number of these prompts, and we're really fortunate to get to hear from them today. First, we will call up Lily Locurto to give us her confirmation statement to start.
Why do I love being Jewish? A question that seems so broad but resonates so deeply within me. Growing up, I attended a highly conservative school where my brother and I were the only two Jewish kids. With anti-Semitic comments passed daily, I felt alone and isolated. However, when those 10 months of school ended each year, I was met with the acceptance and connection at Camp Young Judea. Attending a Jewish summer camp for 1 month, my entire childhood became the one thing I valued most. Celebrating Shabbat each Friday along with goofy tunes, sang the Birkat Hamazon after every meal, and slowly finding my Jewish identity meant so much to me. I felt understood and at home when me being Jewish wasn't something used as an insult, but rather something to celebrate. Being Jewish comes with trials and tribulations, but those moments become insignificant the second I'm surrounded by my Jewish community. Whether it's here at Agudas, at summer camp, or sharing Jewish experiences with my family, my Jewish community allows me to express myself in ways I never knew possible and be proud of my Jewish identity.
Yasher Koach, Lily. Yasher Koach. Don't go too far. You can sit in the front here because we're going to invite you all back up. Thank you, Lily, for starting us off, for being our chalutza to really get things going. We'll invite Ethan Pemberton up to share his statement.
Shabbat Shalom, y'all.
Shabbat Shalom.
For my confirmation speech, I want to discuss one of the challenges about being Jewish. Of course, I'm talking about showing up at 9 a.m. every single Sunday for religious school. No, I'm joking. While it is hard to get up that early, I want to discuss a more serious issue. I want to discuss how hard it can be to stand up to hate, specifically anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism and prejudice against Jewish people is a very common thing around the world right now. In recent years, there have been synagogues vandalized, people attacked for being Jewish, Jews bullied on social media for their beliefs, etc. It can be very hard for people to stand up to this hate. and so people will sometimes hide their Jewish identity. However, instead of hiding our Jewish identity, I believe the way to conquer this hardship is to stand up to the hate. If people bully you online, block them and report it. Don't just let it happen. If people talk bad about you because you're Jewish in school or at your workplace, report it to an administrator. People who spread hate feed off of your silence. They think it's fine to keep hurting you, so if you're able to stand up to this hatred, we will have to be bold. If we all stay strong and report hatred when we see it, hopefully they will face consequences, discouraging them from doing it again. Don't get me wrong, there are certainly other minorities and other groups of people around the world that also experience prejudice. But anti-Semitism is connected to those other hatreds and is something that can be really hard for Jewish people to do, especially in today's world. I encourage you all to stand up against prejudice against Jews and all minorities, even and especially when it is hard to do. It's natural for us to hide who we are because we're scared of being judged. But if we can stand up against the hate and find others who will stand up with us, it'll truly make a difference in our lives and the world. Thank you.
Yasher koach. Yasher koach to Ethan, beautifully said. We'll invite Lila Aguilar up to join us to say her statement.
Okay. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
I first want to say that I'm happy my family was able to be here today for the ceremony. This is a very important and meaningful day for me. Confirmation class has been one of the most meaningful classes I have ever attended in my life. I found the lessons taught in confirmation class to be very valuable. The importance of arguing for the sake of heaven and listening to others while still valuing your own beliefs is a very important lesson that I think everyone would benefit from learning. I wish I had grown up learning this lesson. Growing up, I was taught I had free will to believe what I wanted to believe, but I felt like I wasn't allowed to speak up about it. Since I wasn't on the same page with others, I felt left out and excluded. That is why I kept my beliefs hidden for so long. For someone so lonely as I was, I didn't want to feel even more isolated. In the end, even though I was a part of something, I felt less like myself when I was a part of it. This class finally helped me confirm something I felt was right for a long time. I now know it's okay to think differently, listen to others, and stand by what you think is important. What I love about Judaism is the feeling of growth when you study its teachings, and this class definitely helped me grow in a positive way. I know I will carry these lessons with me throughout my life, and I look forward to continue to learn and grow as I get older. Thank you.
We're going to have you back up. Yasher koach to Lila, beautifully said. And last but certainly not least, we invite Amy Schweike up. We got it in bigger print here, too. We're covered many bases, all the bases. Mazel
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
My name is Amy Schweike, and Judaism is important to me for many reasons, especially because it teaches us that there are many different perspectives and voices within our community. This year, I've heard people make anti-Semitic comments or spread rumors about Israel. And while those moments can be upsetting, they've also taught me something important. Never let someone else's words define your identity. Instead of letting hate discourage me, it has encouraged me to educate others and to be proud of who I am and where I come from. To me, Judaism is so much more than just food and holidays, although I'll admit the food is definitely a bonus. Judaism is about community, tradition, resilience, and learning from our history. It teaches us to continue striving to grow and improve even during difficult times. When I think about being Jewish, I think about the traditions my family has shared for generations. I think about celebrating holidays with my cousins, friends, and family, all gathered around the table together. One of my favorite memories is during Passover with my cousins would come over and we would read stories, sing songs, and somehow argue over who got to open the door for Eliyahu. Those moments made the holidays feel meaningful and joyful and forgettable. Celebrating the high holidays with the people I love has brought me closer to my Judaism and helped me better understand myself. Each year, I'm reminded of how powerful stories and traditions can be in shaping the way we see the world, our faith, and each other. I've also learned that people will always have different perspectives on conflicts and issues in the world. And learning how to navigate those conversations with understanding and confidence is an important part of growing up. Judaism has taught me to stay connected to my values, stand up for my identity, and appreciate the strength of our community. For that, I am truly grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, Bechukotai, I'm going to invite all of our students up just to give them a few words of blessing and to officially confirm them in this ceremony. So friends, mazel tov to all of you. You spoke beautifully. You wrote from the heart, and I really, truly appreciate and got so much meaning from each of your personal journeys and what you found in the Jewish tradition and in what we learned this semester. It's been a real pleasure to getting to learn with you guys this past semester and getting to know each of y'all better. In our classes together this semester, we focused on the idea of machloket l'shem shamayim, which is usually translated as arguments for the sake of heaven. We learned some examples of what defines such an argument and what doesn't. But I think that what we landed on is that arguments for the sake of heaven are disagreements that are really focused on the details of matters of importance, like Torah, rather than arguments used to boost one's own power and ego. Those who wield debate not for the sake of heaven may claim to focus on opinion and policy, but what they really seek are to tear down others in order to raise themselves up. Part of what we learned then is the importance of distinguishing between a person who shares their beliefs in order to figure out the best way to live and act, versus arguing with someone that doesn't really care about those details, but rather uses them to further their own personal gain. But when we find people who are truly arguing for the sake of heaven, we learn that even if we believe very different things, we can have a conversation and even passionately share our opinions. But in order to do so, we have to also listen to the other person. When we do, we find that hearing a different perspective may change or alter what we believe, or it may not. But either way, it forces us to consider more viewpoints, which allows us to at least make our view of the world more three-dimensional. Oops. But as I said many times to you all, while this all makes sense in theory, it can be very hard to carry out in practice. You likely will not be able to always determine so clearly when people are entering into a conversation from an honest place of dialogue or not. There may be times when you're unsure whether you should adjust your perspective or not based on hearing other opinions. Growing up and having new experiences may challenge your core beliefs in some instances, and they may strengthen them in others. But I hope as you all approach these moments of your life that you remember the Torah that we've learned together and use it as a framework for encountering people with different perspectives. But above all, I want to bless you to be like the students of Hillel, who we learned were patient and pleasant in their dealings with others, even in their disagreements. May you try your best to understand people before you dismiss them outright. This kind of discipline is something that our world desperately needs. Don't stop fighting for what you believe in, but don't let your beliefs go totally unchallenged. Tonight, you are being confirmed in your Jewish identity, in your connection to Torah and to God. And part of that identity, as many of you have said so beautifully, is about growth. May you grow to adulthood, willing to find deeper connections to Judaism, to challenge and question the status quo, but also to never be afraid to argue for what is right. Mazel tov to y'all. All right, I'm going to present you with your confirmation certificates. First of all, we have Lily Locorto. I think we can applaud for this. It's Friday night. They deserve applause. Thank you. We have Lila Aguilar. Ethan Pemberton. And Amy Schweike. Woo! Don't drop it so soon. Don't drop it so soon. All right, if you'll come just a little bit closer, I just want to give you the priestly blessing, which is the blessing that we say every Shabbat. It's part of our liturgy. It's one of the oldest blessings in Judaism. So I just want to give that to you. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God turn God's face to you and be good to you. May God lift God's face towards you and always bless you with peace. Mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov. Yelanu, 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 olego Yisrael. Yelanu, yelanu, olego Yisrael. Yelanu, yelanu, olego Yisrael. Yelanu, yelanu, olego Yisrael. Mazel tov, y'all. You can go take a rest, sit down.